But okay, so we're not doing Dewey yet, right?
No.
Okay, no, that's good because I prepared to talk to John, and
Good.
I wasn't able to handle to Dewey yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We'll start with the first question. I read that Judd and Jake really created Dewey thinking of you. Did that, once they told you they had written this role, did you immediately like, okay, I'm totally there, or did you have to think about it, or?
They actually called me before they'd written it. Judd called me after Jake Caston, who came up with the idea and pitched it to Judd. Judd called me right after that and said, I was just talking to Jake. We're laughing really hard about this idea, doing a comedy version of a musical biopic, and we think you'd be perfect. And Judd and I had just worked on Talladega Nights together, and there was actually a big music scene in that movie that ended up getting cut out. But
what was that?
It's like me and Will go to this like sort of country western concert, and we get up on stage with this guy and sing this song about America called Effin' Red, Effin' White, Effin' Blue. And it just didn't make the final cut of the movie. It just was too much of a detour from the plot, I guess. Yeah. But Judd was there that day when we filmed it, and he saw me playing the guitar and singing, and I think that's when he realized, wow, he could play a musician. That said, I knew Judd was brilliant and that it was a really good thing to work with him, and we had a great time on Talladega Nights, but it was, I wanted
So you were involved as they were writing it?
Yeah, they helped me, they encouraged me to give them any ideas I had for the character and also the types of music that I thought I'd be good at and that I could sing, and then all along they, the two of them wrote it, but they kept asking me for ideas in my response to the different drafts of the script. And then we pretty much right away started recording music and writing songs. And that was a whole other discovery of the character too, like finding out like lyrically what he'd be saying at different times in his life, and also how he would respond to the changes in music over the years. And so I was hesitant at first just because I wanted to make sure that whatever I did next in terms of comedy would be as funny and as good as Talladega Nights and as fun as that to do. And as soon as I read the first draft, I realized what a dream come true this was going to be in terms of getting to do all the different things that I like to do, like dramatic acting and comedic acting, and then the music.
And singing.
Yeah, the music was a huge part of it, yeah.
In your interview with Terry Gross on Fresh Air, you had talked about the slippery slope that the rock star goes through.
Right.
Where, you become a legend in their eyes, and then so you become a legend in your own eyes.
Mm-hmm.
When you got into the character, did you find yourself slipping into that at all, or?
My own self personally?
Well, just, did you get lost in the character at any time?
Well, that's the whole point, is to try to get lost in the character if you can. Like, I never did anything I regret, if that's what you're asking.
No.
I mean, and personally, I just shut that stuff off at the end of the day and go home. I'm like a family guy. And
so you didn't need Dewey rehab after?
No, I did not. Although, that said, it was really exhilarating getting to play someone who's as confident as Dewey is, and as, reckless and insane as Dewey is in the movie.
Yeah.
It was super liberating to be able to just let go of any kind of modesty or shame, or, Dewey may have started off down to earth, but he quickly became a legend in his own mind.
Now that you're getting to go and tour as Dewey Cox in the Cox Across America tour, is it great to be able to relive that character again?
It was a little daunting, actually, to go back and start doing the character again, because I'd done another movie since I did Walk Hard. And, so it was a little bit like, I just finished this movie with Will Ferrell, like about a week ago.
Step Brothers?
Called Step Brothers, exactly. And it's a very different character in that one, so it was like, oh, okay. But the music has always been the touchstone for me, this character. And once I did a couple of rehearsals with the boys, it all came flooding back.
Do you get more out of it performing the character live on stage with an audience, with a real music audience versus a film set?
Well, we had a lot of audiences on the film, so I did have a lot of that same performance
feedback
energy, and feedback. But yeah, doing the live show is this whole other crazy thing, you know, like getting to interact with the fans and just cut Dewey loose, you know. And it feels more like doing a play than a movie. Actually, I've done a lot of theater in the past, and that feeling of independence that you have as an actor on stage. Do you want to stop?
No, I just no.
We're gonna see if we can get that stop a little bit.
It would be worse out there.
No, yeah, I think it just stopped for a few seconds.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. This is
How's the tour going? Are
they
you
schedule
is it
these
wearing you
things
out
like
or
right when sound check is happening. So.
yeah? Is the tour wearing you out or?
No. I'm doing
No more
all right.
than
They're taking good
nonstop.
care of us, and the shows are really exhilarating. So, as tired as I am during the day, by the time I get to the show time and afterwards, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. So, Walk Hard. This is actually your second biopic about the rise, fall, and re-rise of Cox.
Really?
Yeah, I'm referring to Boogie Nights.
Right. Yeah, that was the rise and fall of Dirk Diggler, I suppose. Not exactly a biopic, that one, but yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I was actually in The Aviator. I thought that's what you're gonna say. Like.
No, I was just trying
that's
to make a joke.
That's the real biopic that I did.
Well, I was actually more interested in some other characters that you've done. For instance, Dr. Steve Burrell, or Steve Brule from
Steve Brule,
yeah, from the Tim and Eric Awesome Show. Great job. What's the story with that?
I became friends with Tim and Eric when they had a show called Tom Goes to the Mayor, and I just love how those guys can do whatever they want. You know, they have this budget from the network, but the network never tells them what to do. They just have these offices, and you can just go in there and improvise, and they're super nice guys, and they're very funny. Some of the funniest people out there right now, I think. And yeah,
it's a hilarious show. I mean, and I didn't even know you had done clips for it until I was researching you for this, and I was like,
yeah,
oh, I
we
know he
did
was
a
part
bunch
of that.
more too that are coming out this season for that show.
Now, was that a character of your own creation, or?
Pretty much, you know, I always loved the characters that they do called the Married News Team, Jan and Wayne Schuyler. I thought, you guys, that is really funny. You shouldn't let that go, because it was just a thing that they kind of would stick into Tom Goes to the Mayor, their old TV show. I said, you got to keep doing that. Those are two really funny characters, and it's a great original idea. They're like, really? You like it that much? I was like, yeah, we should do a newscast where I'm another person on the newscast with you, like the crazy features guy. And they're like, okay. So they came up with a couple of rough ideas, but then I just went in front of a green screen and started improvising, and we just came up with a lot of different crazy ideas on the fly for that. And yeah, it's become a very popular character.
Who would you say is more like the real you? Dr. Brule, Harpoon Man, Sasquatch, or Dewey Cox?
Well, Sasquatch is real, so am I like the real Sasquatch? I don't know. I suppose I'm most like Dewey Cox, to tell you the truth, because we have similar lives in that we're both performers and do a lot of traveling, and you know. But
Gods in your own lives, you know.
Gods in our own lives. I don't know about that. I'm a little more modest than Dewey. I'm a little more in control. But yeah, I suppose if I had any similarities to any of those people, certainly not Harpoon Man. And Dr. Steve Brule is he's slightly damaged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you've played in bands outside of this career. What would you say, and you're a music fan as well, what would you say is your guilty pleasure when it comes to music? That you
I don't have
other
any
people know you
guilty
listen to?
pleasures. I just enjoy what I enjoy. Like, you trying to get me to say some silly thing that I'm into that I wouldn't normally admit? Is that what you mean? Like by guilty pleasure?
Or just something you like, but people maybe
When
people
I
just don't
take
know that
pleasure
you
in
enjoy.
something, I try not to be guilty about it. I try not to feel guilt about it.
Okay, and besides having the #1 box office hit, what do you want for Christmas?
I want the world to love Cox. Beyond whether the movie's a hit or not, I just want the people that see the movie to walk out of it.
Walk hard out of it.
Yeah, with a new understanding of Cox and what Cox has given us.
I think that's a good end here.
All right.
Well, John, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was very awesome.
Take care.
There's a Christmas card from
wow.
our office for you.
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you. Not to feel guilty.